Imagine you are 30 meters down, this turns milk, you signal your buddy and your beam blooms into a fog machine. Today we are talking canister versus handheld lights from a practical point of view. I will show exactly what to expect from each light, when to use which features, and yes, how to fly with batteries without drama. Stick around because in a few minutes I will reveal the one feature most divers overuse that actually kills communication. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Before we talk about gear, a quick checkpoint. What's the job of your primary light? For newer divers, see and be seen in a dive, at night, peek into cracks, and maybe signal your buddy. As we go more advanced and technical, editing, communication, navigation, and also the burn time discipline. Because we need to know exactly how long each light will last during our dive. First, we need to talk about lums and beams. Lums are how much light, and beam tightness is how far and how readable. So in murk, for signaling a tight spot matters more than giant lumen. But when to use the brightness level? So if you think about low, is about 300 to 800 lumens, is when we do descent, ascent in clear waters, close tasks, and of course conserve battery and avoid blinding our buddy. When we look at medium, it's between 800 and 1500 lumen, is a default for most dives and buddy signaling. And if we think about high is over 2000 lumens, is to be used in a poor visibility for scan big places, but it also eats your burn time because it's use more battery and also kicks up backscatter. Rule of thumb, if the water turn is no, just drop a level or tighten the spot. Now we need to talk about Goodman handle. We have the options for a hard Goodman handle and also for a soft one. The hard Goodman handle, it's solid, so you will not break. It's easy to control. There are some that you can actually, without any tool, you adapt. And it's good when you use gloves. There are others that are fixed and you may need to use a tool outside the water to adjust the height on this one here. Also good when you're using gloves. And you can easily remove and put back in your hand. Soft Goodman handle like this one here, it's comfortable. It's brilliant for travel and when that is relaxing and no gloves, use it. And when you don't need to actually remove and re-add it underwater, because it's just not easy to add and remove underwater. But it's comfortable and it's being used, should be used without gloves because the Velcro here normally gets strapped with the gloves. And no Goodman handle, you need to hold. It's fine for easy night dives, reef dives, short signal, or if you prioritize your free palm. So you need to hold, but it's really easy to drop when everything is busy. Keep that in mind. In a minute, I will give exactly the scenario where a soft Goodman handle actually wins and where it becomes your enemy. Here's where most choices are won or lost. Plan burn time for the whole day, not just one dive. Open water night or clear waters, aim for 1.5 times your planned underwater time on your main or your primary dive on medium. For low vis, wrecks or any overhead environment, aim at 2 times at medium, and we will need the reserve to problem solve and exit if required. If you are doing 2 or 3 dives, either pick a light that can run all of the dives on a medium, or plan spare batteries, rechargeable batteries between dives. And of course, if you are doing any more difficult dive, also have a backup. So replaceable cells like this one here, and of course this one here, you can just replace. You can you can carry spares and be ready in a couple of minutes. It's just perfect for liveaboards and multi-day dives. For non-sealed or non-user changeable batteries, like those Apex ones here, you need them to charge, and now you need to allow time to charge in between dives or between days. But you need to understand how long it will take it to charge. This one here takes about 8 hours. So it's not going to be in between dives, it's going to be probably between one day and the other. Because the charge time matters. Some packs need several hours and others just a couple of hours, or maybe just half an hour and it's done. If your surface interval is short, try to swap for another torch. Cold water and aging cells will reduce the effective burn time. Budget a margin. Don't plan to the last minute. Simple burn time sanity check. If your lights hold, let's say 60 to 90 minutes at medium, there are some lights here like the Luma, you can actually see exactly how long it will last in the specific charge. And you are planning, for example, for 2 45 minutes dive with a short interval, you need spare or a second light, or you will be stuck on low when you actually need medium or high. When we talk about canister lights, the first thing we need to look at is a canister light will probably give you the longest brightness run time. Because the head is attached to a cord to a battery, there is no battery in the head, the light feels light, and then it's going to create less fatigue on your hand on a longer dives. And usually you can easily swap the battery in between dives. Then you can actually have multiple batteries, so you can have multiple dives. On cones, one of the biggest problems will be the cord management. You just need the practice, but you need to know exactly where the cord is all the time, otherwise this could be a entangle. And it's also bulkier than this one when you need to travel, and is normally a higher upfront cost. But it's best for low visibility, overheads, cold water, and any long run times, and of course when you need longer times and longer dives. Handheld, on the other hand, they can be precise, because you can actually hold in your hand, you can remove and attach Goodman handles as and when required, and you don't have a cord to worry about. And most of the new batteries, the new lights, they have a longer battery. So this one here can actually last about 36 hours in the low when you use program 3. If you have multiple programs like this one here, on the high, program 1 on the high will last 2 hours or 12 hours in the low. So it depends on the brightness you want. Comes is all the weight, all the mass is in your hand. So there is going to be a fatigue on your hand for longer dives. And because it's a sealed body, you need to worry about charging and when you're going to replace the drain the battery and replace the whole light for the next dive. And it's best for, I use this one here as my backup light when I'm using building my skills, so I'm training on light rack that is moderate visibility and when I travel. So when I travel, this becomes my primary light. Unless I do need more light, then I will need my other lights I will take with me. That, for example, my canister one. And this one here, I can easily, so in all of them, I can easily change between the soft and the harder Goodman handle. And this one here, it's easy to put the soft Goodman handle, for example, when I'm using as backup light. I can change from this hard Goodman handle to a soft one, and they are easy to stow away. And also I can use this in warm waters when I just sightseeing and there is no task loading and I will not use my hands all the time, or don't need to remove the light from my hand. When we talk about the compact lights like this one here, it's just a tiny punch. So I keep on a chest D-ring and I only use when I need, for example, to see something inside a crack or a night dive. It doesn't actually have a lot of burn time, but it's just enough to be used in clear waters or as my third or maybe fourth backup light. And this one here actually can carry multiple batteries, and compared to the others, this one here is not that expensive, and I can actually have 2, 3 or 4 of those lights. What I would say is choose a primary light that's going to give you at least 90 to 120 minutes or 2 hours in a medium, if there is a possibility to change between low, medium and maximum. This one here, for example, is just on and off. If it's a sealed, you always bring a secondary light, or you're going to plan enough for recharge window. And the soft Goodman handle is fine if you're doing a relaxed dives. If not, I would recommend go for a hard Goodman handle like those here. And always carry at least one backup. If you don't have a bigger backup, at least one compact backup for redundancy. For overhead environment and cold water, target for 180 to 140 minutes plus with a useful brightness. Normally it's going to be medium or high, and plan for 2 times the time for a safety margin. You're going to prioritize for tight beams using a hard Goodman handle and a system that will allow battery swap, like this one here. And if you cannot swap the battery, you need to make sure there is enough charge or you have multiple lights, primary or backup. Always, always, always carry a backup light, this one here or maybe this one here, in a tight spot, and maybe you consider 2 primary like I have here, one being sealed and the other rechargeable. And always again prioritize tight beams, hard Goodman handle, and allows at least one of those a battery swap. The soft Goodman handle always win when there is relaxed and warm water. The second you need a little bit more is a stressful dive or low light, I would always recommend a hard Goodman handle. When you consider battery and flying, airlines care about lithium watt hours or WH. So watts hour. If it's under 100 watts hour, there is no problem, you can take on your carry on. If it's between 100 and 160, usually the airlines will allow with prior approval. But it depends on how many you also carry with you. If it's over 160 watts, normally it's not allowed. So talk to your airline before you book the flight. Never put any battery in the check-in bags. All lights and batteries goes to your carry-on only. And normally what I do, I add a little bit of tape on the terminals. Just they will not actually turn on automatically. And make sure you know exactly what's the watts hour. That is basically volts versus amps. In this case here, we know that is 3,400 amps, and we know what is the voltage. And in this case here, we know that this light is just 12.6 watts hour. But if you don't have this, you can actually easily do the calculation. If you want a one-page battery travel checklist, say checklist in the comments and I will post one to you. Here's what I actually dive. For travel and warm waters, I use the Luna Advanced with the hard Goodman handle. And I use the hard Goodman handle for control. I use the D520 as a backup. For cold, low vis or any overhead, like here in the UK, I dive with the D630 Canister primary light and with the Luna Advanced with the soft Goodman handle as a backup. Yes, I keep the D520 as my third backup. My rule, I always start a dive in a medium. I switch to high only to signal or when I need to do some kind of penetration. And I drop to low or turn off when not required, like when ascending on clear waters. Now, let me know in the comments below what are your normal dive conditions and what's your primary dive light. And if you want to know more about how my dive lights compare to each other, check out this video here. And see you underwater.